super secret start, Fummins. So, that got that bin finally nailed. It took us a while. Oh, that bin was fighting us. I don't know what happened. It was like warped a little bit or something. I am not sure. But yeah, we're good. I probably should throw this ladder in. Let me go throw this ladder in. We got the bin on. It's bolted down. Obviously, they're not finished. I gotta get doors and stuff figured out and whatnot. But we got the 2 bins we wanted moved on the farm. So now the trick is we gotta head across town to the site where we bought 5 more grain bins like 5 years ago, and we're just now getting to moving them. So that's it's been on our agenda for a long time now, and it looks like we're gonna have some great weather. So we're gonna tackle that and get them out of there. So I got the permits to cross some state land because we need to cross some state land. So we have to take 24-foot bin, 21-foot bins down the highway, which would be a nightmare for permits, and I don't even know if they'd let you. So we just got to barely cross the highway, get on the state land, got permits there, got permission to cross some neighbor's land, and then we'll get on the road and haul everything back. But here's the thing, we're not gonna be able to use Bob's Big Bud Bin Boom to take the whole trip. It's just not gonna work. Power lines, too many power lines, it's too tall. There's just no way we're gonna find a spot. So we're gonna have to split the bins in half, carry them on trailers. It's fine, just a little more work, we'll get it done. So I know a number of you are probably going, why are you getting all these grain bins when you aren't growing much grain to put in the grain bins? That is a good question. When you figure that one out, let me know. I haven't figured it out. But hypothetically speaking, if you happen to have, say, a 35, 40 bushel crop, which is used to be not that uncommon, lately it has been, but it's coming back. Good things are coming in 25, I believe it. So, if we happen to have 35, 40 bushel crop across the farm average, we would not have enough storage in the farm. So with these new grain bins and everything filled full, we would just barely fit the crop on the farm. And just imagine we had a bumper crop, 50 plus bushel. Never seen it in my life, but it can happen. And if that happened, yeah, we would be really short. So that's why we're doing this, because we want to be ready for an average crop. I guess if that average crop ever comes back. Oh, that's the crane we need right there. Those guys got it. Right there, that thing. I doubt they'll share. That's okay, we'll stick with what we got here. Got leg arms in the digger derrick pulling Bob's Big Bud Bin Boom. And then behind him, we've got, or in front of him I should say, we've got the 435 Big Bud. Dad's driving that. So we got a convoy going on here. We'll get to business. Look at that speed demon. All 12.5 miles an hour. Now here we are. So, digger derrick can lift this up, pull wheels off, hook it up to the bud, get it lifted up all the way, hooked up. We're at this humic facility where they make humic. It's a good product to put in the soil, helps crops grow. Usually, I think most of it's marketed overseas, but they make it here. It's pretty cool. Use a lot of natural gas, so a lot of heat's needed. There's our grain bins right there. Not that little one. There's 5 total, not that one over there. Just those 2 are not ours. But there's 5 in a ring right here, and that's what's gotta go. So we're gonna make this happen. But let's talk about today's video sponsor, and that is Brunt Workwear. Brunt makes some amazing work boots. Originally I had a pair a number of years back, one of their earlier versions came out, and it was heavy. I didn't really like it that much. I didn't wear it a whole lot. Well, things have changed. I'm currently wearing the Marins. These are the 6-inch with the composite toe. And yeah, they are nice. They are nice. They are light. My old boots that I had, they were shot. It was time to upgrade. And when I put these on, it felt like I was wearing tennis shoes and not boots. The sole, love the sole. Not a lot of tread on there, which at first I was like, that might be a little bit for, traction. But what's nice, I don't carry a lot of mud with me when I'm in mud. It comes right off. And I'm actually really enjoying these. They just work really well. And as you could see, I put my boots through the ringer. These are about a month old. I have no mercy when it comes to my boots. I wear them till they're absolutely destroyed. And they take a beating because I put a lot of hours every day doing all sorts of activities. So, I also picked up a pair of the Buldex. These have the composite toe as well. Difference with these is there's no laces on them, but they're taller. And the reason I like taller is when I'm working in grain, say I'm hauling grain, climbing in and out of the grain bins, I hate having grain in my boots. It just drives me up the wall. It gets under your inserts. It's just a pain. You're constantly taking your boots on and off. And I wanted a boot I could slip on and off quickly, that was tall, that wouldn't get grain in it. That's where these come in. So I've worn these a few times, not nearly as much as my Marns, but I am wearing them. Now let's just talk about these Marns a little bit. So they've got the composite toe. Typically this is the part that wears out first on your boot because you're always kicking stuff. And then the other part that wears out is the back inside where your heel rubs. Every time you put your foot in and out, your heel rubs in that back. Seems like that always wears out first. Well, these have reinforced front and reinforced inside to prevent that early wear. These boots are fully waterproof, which I have tested. Electrical hazard rated, I haven't tested that and I don't plan on it, but if the time comes, I'm glad to know that. And they're slip and oil resistant. As you can see, I put a lot of oil in it. And they're rated for 572 degrees in the sole. So yeah, I don't mind stomping fire out. I typically stomp fire out with my boots, and I'm gonna do that with these, not holding back. The leather is sourced from Texas steers. And if you don't like the comfort of the sole, you've got different insert options. You can take out the thin one that comes with it, and you put this fat one in here. It's got really thick foam on it. So if you're interested, check the link in the description below and go get yourself a pair. All right, we're ready to go. Just had the local co-op come for the power company to make sure the power lines were good to go for the height we're doing. They're 23 feet. We're gonna be no more than 17 feet, so we're good there. Let's get to business. I'm gonna hook the spider back up to the crane up there. We're using the truck for air. Get the plasma cutter going if we need it. We actually might need this boom too as well to, I don't know, we'll see. We'll figure it out. He's lowering this down right now, so I'll grab it in a second. Now we gotta start taking that whole seam apart right there. All right, so we got all the bolts out around that ring. We did a little bit by the door, so that way this can squeeze in a little bit, the whole thing gets some space. Now it's just a matter of getting that ring to pop off this ring, this lip right here. I was gonna try the sledgehammer inside a little bit, just down on it. He's got the pry bar. Dad's putting tension on the bud.
Hey Nick, do we have wood blocks we can set in there? I pry it open with some blocks in there?
I don't have any around here. We need some stakes. So I don't know what's the best method. We're just gonna try, but eventually we'll get to work loose. Oh yeah, that ladder's just assembled. Okay, good. We separated.
That was cool.
I was just sitting there, I was like, ah, where's my hard hat?
I needed my camera.
Okay, we're free. All right, we're 1/10 of the way there, right? Because we've got 5 bins to go and we gotta do 2 pieces per each one. Is that right? My math sucks. You guys can figure it out. All right, let's get the trailer ready. So to keep the rim from curling over and bending as it rests on the trailer, because all the weight's gonna be on that end and this end, we got these heavy flat iron rolled to the shape of the bin, and we're just putting bolts around, tightening it up tight. So that'll just stiffen this part so it won't curl. There we go. Now it's resting on it. Just barely overhanging the back end. We knew that would. This trailer is just shy of 24 feet. And these bins are 24 feet. Plus, you know, eggs and oblongs depending on the bin. So then we got to strap her down, bolt it down tight on the ends, and then start the flagging process. and the long voyage back home. It's probably gonna take 30, 40 minutes to get one trip at a time, I bet. We got a good 6, 7 miles, but a lot of it's gonna be going 3 miles an hour, 4 miles an hour, so we'll get there. All right, well, we got one. I think we're ready to go. It's been a little bit of a process of figuring out how much is too much reinforcement here and how little is too little. So what we did here is we got 2x4s going to the corners, like that. Then we got a large bolt drilled through with a bracket, ratchet strap tight, pull this in tight so it can't go out that way anymore. And then on the front, same thing. There's a bolt in that front flat iron that we put on the face of these, and that's ratcheted tight to the front of the gooseneck, which is right there, that whole part right there. And so far, I mean, it feels pretty solid. It doesn't look excessively solid, but it feels pretty solid. And we're gonna go slow. So, I guess we'll know after this trip if we need to do the next one a little bit more reinforced. So now we're working on the bottom half of the bin. We're gonna try to do both at the same time. We borrowed a buddy's gooseneck, so we're gonna put the bottom ring on top of that. So let's get this one ready to go. All right, it's plasma time. Buzz, 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 buzz. Dad's getting the bud. Paul's the big bud bin boom. He's gonna bring it over, put it up top, drop it down. And then we got a 4-cable system. And we're gonna go cable, 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 and then right here, cable. And theoretically, that should keep it in a circle, not oblong it, egg it, lift it up, trailer. That's simple, right, guys? Nice little pit back there too, isn't it? That's also gonna be fun. When we take this out, we gotta drive over to get that one, and then that one, and then that one, and then that one. And we're gonna be driving over these old floors, so we might have to have them, see if we can borrow a skid steer and kind of level this out a little bit. We'll see. We'll bring one of ours over here. Ah, here's where we're sitting. So he's 3/4 of the way around the ring. Cables are on, we got 4, like we said. Originally when we did this, we did 6, but we're not gonna do these extra 2 because we're not lifting the whole bin. Just 3 sheets. So those 3, 4, fold up. I see we need to back up just a little bit. And this whole thing will move around like this and it should work. It's about to do its whole bell thing. I think the crane is slightly that way, so it's going to want to shift it this way once he cuts it. He's got about 3 inches to go. Want to do the honors? Here. I think that's it. There we are. It's free. It's twisted funny. All right, we're just in the process of anchoring this down on the trailer. We got the strainer ring on the front and back. I took in a fuel stand and put it in the center. An old barrel of fuel would sit right here. And we got a strap that goes up and then down, and it catches on both the bottoms. So that way it doesn't sag like this on the ends. And we crisscrossed it with 2x4s like we did before. So I'm sure there's gonna be some tightening and some adjusting and all kinds of stuff. There's 2x4s screwed around the edges. We'll see, but it's gonna probably need a little bit of finessing as we transverse down the road. I think we're gonna do it. I think it's all good. It's gonna bounce and move around a little bit, but I think it's gonna stay on there. So we got radios, and Dad's gonna go down the road, just confirm that there's a gap in traffic, that we'll be able to make that little 100-yard trip across the highway onto state land, and then we'll take the state land to the private land, we'll take the private land to the county road, and then the county road to our land. Simple. And we gotta cross the railroad while we're at it. Yeah, that's easy.
Okay, Nick is going to be the leader. So I can watch him make the first mistake so I don't make that second mistake. Unless I don't learn very fast, which sometimes that's very true. Oh, this is really freaky. Oh, it's totally sketch. Totally. Yep. Slow and steady. This is going to be a long journey. Now, this first bin is definitely going to be the most difficult because it's the biggest one. We're not talking that much. I mean, this is a 24-foot diameter. Those others are 21, so. But that little bit bigger diameter does kind of make a difference. So anyways, we're moving. Wow. This is crazy. All right, we got talkies here. Dad's spouting the road to make sure that there's nobody in the way, and Nick is making the first jaunt.
Okay, I'm pulling into state land.
Okay, we're all set to fight. Nick is going to the power lines right now. He's got plenty of clearance.
Going to the power lands right now.
Is there anything after that?
All right, I made it safely across. We're just waiting for Dad to get the okay. That was probably right there on my scratchy radio. So leg arms is right here. He's got to get to right here.
Cars coming. Cars coming up the hill.
This here is Highway 2. And I only have a little tiny spot here that I got to go down the highway, pull off. And so he's down there on the bottom. Any cars coming?
One car coming up the hill.
His radio's stronger than
Okay,
mine.
the one just passed me, but I'm waiting for the other.
So anyways, we're just waiting for a nice open shot so I can take off and go that way. There's a couple cars coming this direction. I can see this very well, so I'm gonna have to let those guys go. And hopefully this other one that's coming up will be free.
Okay, cattle truck coming up the hill. Another cattle truck coming up the hill. Scott's got two coming from the east as well, so he's got to wait a while. That's fine.
But they're waiting on me. Well, I tell you, working with family can be very challenging at times because we see different viewpoints. And stress can be very high, and we got a lot of things to do. And up a lot of opinions, and trying to figure out what's the best way to make it happen. So there can be moments where it can be a little challenging.
Got clear from the east on the left. The truck by the PD elevator, just about ready to head up the trail.
It can be challenging. But you know what? As long as you can make it happen and work together and say, you know what, there's a goal in mind that we got to do. Like, we got work to get done, and if we can get it done, let's just figure out how to make it happen. Over here, we did pretty well. There was a few moments where like, well, we should do it this way. Well, we should do it that way. Well, we'll do it this way. And we're just throwing out ideas, trying to figure out how to do this. And not saying that we know
After
what's
this white truck, you're good to go. Okay, looking for the white truck. Okay, that one turned into the CHS elevator, and there's one truck right behind it.
This is a process. Trying to time vehicles. Ah.
But anyways, working with family is, it can be done.
It's going slow.
That's the last truck in the way. Should be golden. Here he goes.
Okay, I'm heading up the hill.
There we go. All right, we made it. Now it's a long journey through all this rough territory.
All right, there we go. We're safe. Now we're following the old highway. This is actually the original highway. And I don't know when this was built, 40s maybe, 30s. And then they built that one 60s maybe, something like that, 50s, 60s. So yeah, this is gonna be a fun ride, but we can't take this old highway the whole way because they tore up a bunch of it. So we gotta get off and then get onto grassland after a little while. All right, just crossed 1.5 miles of state land, and now we got to go onto our neighbor's land. And he was cool with this. He said, sure, cross it. Just gonna cost you $1 a foot. He didn't actually say that, but we'll pay him something, make it kind of fair. My face is dirty again. Oh, it just keeps happening. Yeah. Beating down my neighbor's winter wheat. I don't think I've ever looked this close to neighbor's winter wheat before. Going 3 miles an hour, you kind of look out the window a lot more. Looks good. He's got a nice stand. Ironically, this is the same place that we fought that fire 5 years ago, I think, with Big Brute. 4 or 5 years ago. That was like the only fire that Big Brute really fought hard by itself. That was a fun time. Anyways, if you guys remember that video, that was a while back. All right, here's the tracks. And I just saw a train go over, nothing coming. I think I'm golden. Scott's coming over the hill over there. He's just going really slow. I don't know if something happened to him, but he's still moving, I think, so should be good. Wait, Scott, I mean Legarm, sorry about that. Inside, this is county road now, so I can go a little faster. 15, 20, should we do 70? 65. All right, made it to the bin yard. So I'm gonna line up, put this kind of in the spot where we're gonna have it. This is the only 24 footer that's coming over here. The rest are the 21s. So I'll put an extra 24 ring, and we're just gonna put a couple of these on the ground here. I think the wind's gonna be great for the next couple days, so we should be able to be safe to have them just sitting on the ground before they get bolted down. We got to go back at the digger derrick, bring it over here, and then we can hopefully put these things together.
Well, after an hour and 20 minutes of me driving, I'm finally pulling into our bin setup. That was a long trip. Slow and steady. Yeah, that's definitely a sketch. But I made it here. That's the key. I made it here. Whew. Now we just got 4 more to do after this one. We made it.
All right, let's see if the digger derrick can do it. Okay, all right, so we gotta go through, unhook every one of those. You got the winch. There's the, see here, the drill is in the funnels over here. Yeah. We need an impact gun with a torque head on it. The 25. That's not on this side.
Where is, I looked.
Oh, I think it's in the Cummins. It's sagging pretty good. I think it'll straighten out though when we lift it up. But that's the widest. Next ones will be 21 foot diameter, so that'll, yeah, that ought to not sag nearly as bad as 21 footers. That's what I need right here. Take this too to throw those screws in. All right, so far, so good. I'd say that's a success. That was a hole that the previous owner cut in for an aeration tube. We'll have to patch that. But yeah, these are the same diameter as this row of 8 right here. So it's new home right there, that shiny thing. So it should be the same height as these. 3, 4, 5, 6 rings, and those are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and something. Be a little shorter. Well, I don't know. It's got a stud ring there too. It'll be close. It'll be really close. It might be the same height. Got some northern lights out tonight. That's pretty. It's all around us too. What, you see red? Where?
Oh, there.
Look at that. The sky is on fire. Wow. Hey guys, what are we looking at?
We're looking at this
The
stars
the
and
northern lights.
The northern
What? There's northern lights out here?
Uh-huh.
You guys see them?
Yeah.
Whoa, that's pretty neat. Okay, well that's cool.